Ever get that feeling, where a song just completely takes over? You're belting it out when no one's around, or suddenly you're right back in some specific moment just because of a few chords. I bet Keep On Loving You by REO. Speedwagon does that for a lot of people. It's iconic.
It really is. And what's so interesting is how much deeper it goes than just being a catchy tune. I mean, we've been digging into the story behind it, looking at some insights from song facts, and honestly, the reality of Keep On Loving You is surprising. If you're listening and you think you know this song, get ready for some layers you might not have expected.
For real. Because, and be honest, when this song comes on that massive track from High Infidelity,
Ah,
it's pretty much the ultimate love song, right? Like,
oh.
couples pick this as their song, slow dance material. But the place it came from is kind of brutal, to be blunt. We got to unpack this. So Kevin Cronin, the lead singer, he straight up said this song was his response to finding out his wife at the time, Denise, had cheated on him. And not just cheated, this was before they even got married.
It's wild, right? That contrast. Cronin himself said it was the most painful song I ever wrote. And you think about those lyrics, how they've become this like pure declaration of love that everyone knows. When I said that I loved you, I meant that I loved you forever, and I'm going to keep on loving you. It makes you wonder how much the listener's experience can be completely different from what the artist was actually going through.
No kidding, you hear that chorus, it's like ultimate commitment, riding or dying. But here's where it gets even crazier. Despite, like, literally being born from infidelity, Keep On Loving You became this huge anthem of fidelity, according to Songfacts. I mean, VH1 even put it in their top love songs. It's like almost ironic.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a reason why something so rooted in betrayal ends up as a symbol of lasting love for so many people?
That's the big question, isn't it? Maybe it's something in us. Like, we want that ideal so bad, that unconditional love, even though most of us know relationships get messy. That melody, that chorus, it soars, and maybe it hits that part of us that wants to believe. Or maybe it's less about the specifics, more about the promise, the idea that you can push through tough stuff. We kind of put our own hopes onto songs, don't we?
It's true. We totally do. And it's good to remember that the artist might have meant one thing, but it hits people in all these other ways.
Yeah.
And to add to it, Cronin and Denise, they did eventually divorce. So even that promise in the song, it didn't work out for them in the end.
Which just shows you songs can be super real, super emotional, but life keeps happening. It's complicated. Cronin even said he's surprised, maybe a little worried even, about how many people use Keep On Loving You at weddings. He's like, did anyone listen to the verses? Because those verses, they hint at some serious issues. You gotta wonder how many couples are slow dancing to this and not getting that initial, uh-oh, things aren't perfect vibe.
Totally makes you think about how we listen, right? We latch onto that chorus, the feeling maybe we don't always dig into the story underneath. Now, before Keep On Loving You, REO Speedwagon wasn't really known for these big power ballads, were they? Songfacts was saying they were one of the first rock bands to really hit it big with that sound in the 80s. Why
Right.
do you think they made that shift?
Well, I think a bunch of things came together. Music was changing, early 80s, people wanted something more melodic. But then there's MTV. 1981 MTV launches, and that was huge for REO Speedwagon. They were right there, ready for it. And their videos, even though they were super basic, Cronin actually said they made us look like even bigger dorks than we were.
Mm.
They got tons of exposure just by being on MTV.
It's funny, that image of Cronin and the actress playing the psychiatrist, the band, was like, whoa, she is way out of our league. Such a goofy detail next to this intense song. Sometimes the visuals are kind of off, separate from what the music's really about.
Yeah, like the packaging takes on a life of its own. It's interesting, though, because Neil Doughty, the keyboardist, he didn't even want to record a ballad at first. They came from straight up rock, so he was worried the fans wouldn't go for it. What do you think made him change his mind?
That's where Gary Richrath, the guitarist, comes in. As the story goes, he plugs in, plays his part, and boom, it just clicked. Doughty said that's when he knew it felt right. It's amazing how one instrument, one sound can change everything and win people over.
Absolutely. Rich Rath's guitar gave the song that rock edge, reassured the band, and probably brought in a wider audience, and then the results speak for themselves. Keep On Loving You hits #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 March 1981, and get this, it was the 500th song to ever do that. A huge deal. High Infidelity went nuts too. #1 for 14 weeks in 81, top-selling album of the year, even went diamond.
Those are insane numbers.
Right.
It wasn't just people relating to Cronin's story. It was way bigger than that. And it's still going strong, right? Songfacts mentioned covers from all sorts of artists, even some movie appearances.
It's like, no matter who you are, there's something in there that connects, and that's what makes the song last. Songtax had some comments that really show this. Camille from Toronto, she talked about how universal the lyrics are. And she thought it was interesting, this rock star forgiving infidelity, calling Keep On Loving You the ultimate opposite of a breakup song. Pretty cool way to look at it.
It is. And Brenda from Idaho Falls, she focused on the unconditional love, the sincerity, the commitment. Those are huge themes, even if the backstory is kind of wild.
And then there's how people interpret certain lines, like you played dead, but you never bled. Some people think it's about faking regret, but others go way darker. It's fascinating how one line can have so many meanings depending on who's listening. What do you think when you hear that line? What does it mean to you?
Definitely makes you realize how much power words have in music. Even people who aren't into ballads, they'll talk about Gary Rich Resk's guitar solo in the Keep On Loving You video. It's like it's stuck with them even if they normally skip the love song stuff.
It's that mix, isn't it? The lyrics, the melody, they're all emotional, but then you have that rock sound, the band's style. And together it made this really unique, really memorable song.
So putting it all together, what's the takeaway for our listeners? What's the core of this whole thing?
At the end of the day, Keep On Loving You, on the surface, it's an anthem, it's about devotion. But underneath, it's a much more personal, much more complicated story. It's about heartbreak, being betrayed, trying to forgive, and then that tough realization. Even if you mean every word of a promise, love doesn't always have a happy ending. It's like a reminder that the songs we feel deeply, they often have these layers of meaning, these experiences that we might not even realize are there.
Well said. So hopefully, knowing the real story, the origin of Keep On Loving You, gives you something new to think about when you hear it. Maybe it'll even make you chuckle a bit if it comes on at a wedding.
And it makes you wonder, right? How many other songs that seem simple, that are super popular, have these hidden stories? Maybe some of them are even painful, but we just hear the surface. What other favorites of yours might have a surprise waiting to be uncovered?